All right, yes, people. Bless up again. 90 back again. This is part 2, innit? This is the one without the rant. Most deaf. This is the one with, and you can add whatever. But I'm only really coming back primarily because I know the show, if you can call it that, or at least my live broadcast ended abruptly still last time, and that's because I don't know, man. I pressed a button on my laptop and yeah, the thing just shut down. So at the very least, let me try and come back and close it down in a more appropriate way still. But like I had said in the first live, um, where I had obviously one mentioned uh, the very young gentleman that lost his life. Like I said, rest in peace. But also, like I said, reading the standard this evening, and I know some of us might not get to read the papers and so forth, or even obviously get our information from different sources. However, I did think this was interesting all the same. So yeah, hopefully you agree. So what I'm gonna do, people, is I'm gonna read an extract from. Let me see now. Who is? Let me see. Right. This is Miss Dick, who, like I said, I believe is the commissioner. Yeah. This is on the back of, like I said, the stabbing that took place yesterday. There was something. No, I'm not even gonna go there. But anyway, so it says here it marks the 116th murder investigation launched in the capital this year, and came 24 hours after Rocky Djalil, 38, was stabbed to death near a children's playground in Southwark. Again, rest in peace to Rocky. It's just very sad, and obviously condolences to his family, 100%. But like I said, in the standard, it goes on to say that today Miss Dick revealed 30 teenagers were stabbed in London each month, a figure she said was down from 40 when she started her job 18 months ago. She told the Standard she had ordered an escalation in action against dealers in Class A drugs, who she blamed for fueling much of the violence. There is a lot of violence associated with drug markets. It is primarily drug market related. The really serious violence, the homicides, and the gang activity, she said. Now, this is what I thought was was very interesting, and I don't know what you lot think, man. But she goes, "I'm asking for my officers to get out on the streets more." Imagine, they've just stated the type of rates of stabbings and deaths that there has been. But this is what she's saying, yeah? I'm asking my officers to get out on the streets more. I'm asking them to be amongst the drug dealers, getting to know who is doing what, trying to arrest them hands on with a weapon and also potentially with drugs. I mean, how does that sound to you people? Does that sound like... Alright, let me go on still. In a separate interview on Radio 4's Today program, she called for a common sense, quote unquote, practical and old fashioned approach to policing. She backed comments made by Sarah Thornton, chairwoman of the National Police Chiefs Council, who has said forces must focus on catching burglars and violent offenders rather than taking on, quote, desirable and deserving, unquote, issues such as logging misogyny reports, even when no offence has been committed. Mystic said she would not expect her officers to record wolf whistling as a crime, but if someone complained, then she would expect her officers to have a word, quote unquote, again. She agreed this was old-fashioned policing, saying it is a practical and common sense approach. So, family, I don't know about yourselves there, but upon reading that, my first question is, well, in this kind of climate, where have where have you been appropriating your officers? If today you're making a statement, well, you know what, we can't look about this, the silly crimes, the crimes that can't even properly go to court, etc., etc. They've quoted misogyny, yeah, and wolf whistling as an example, yeah. So if this is what she's quoting to say, well, listen, I've got to take my officers off of cases like that and really put it onto cases such as burglaring, murdering, etc., etc. So how were, like I said, how were you appropriating your forces before? You know, because within them statements, I think there's a lot of questions. I mean, seriously, we know that the police force is already stricken, cutbacks, etc., etc. Yeah, so we know that they're, or at least this is the narrative that they're giving us, and I'm probably inclined to agree because I don't really see them on the roads like I used to. You definitely don't really see a Bobby on the beat. I don't really see the what they call the community police officers. Like, if anything, the more I see is the British Transport Police. So I don't know if that's because I'm obviously a commuter and that's where they are. But I don't know, man. But yeah, I mean, look, there's cuts all around the place. Of that there is no doubt. But my thing is, she's saying, you know, she's got to tell her police force that, you know what I mean, let's allow the petty crime and let's really concentrate on the big stuff. And for me, that's slightly frightening, just knowing of, you understand, the crime and the issues that we know they're already to be, especially in certain areas. So does that mean that for the past however long, the police really haven't been on the ball? Yeah, I mean, does such quotes really confirm what basically certain people or certain communities have been saying in the past or in the very recent times? I don't know. That quote, I'm not gonna lie, family, that quote had me going. Maybe we should stop really looking into the misogyny cases and really concentrate on the. So come on, people, man. Yeah. In the same no, I'm not gonna go into that, but in the same argument, in the same what do you call this thing now? Story or article, sorry. It talks about how, you know, they're investigating anti-Semitism within the Labour Party, etc., etc. I.e., this is the police, you know. So all I'm doing is I'm just obviously crimes are crimes, isn't it? And we know that they have to be investigated, certainly. However, I'm sure we would all agree that we would like to think that they prioritize, yeah, certain crimes. And if, like I said, if she's actually quoting misogyny and I have to look at it again, misogyny and wolf whistling, yeah, these are actually the words that have come out of her mouth. Yeah, so she's obviously quoting them and putting it in the narrative. To yeah, and the only thing that I can infer from that is like the police are spending a lot of time looking into nonsense when they could be better appropriating their time. Yeah, so I don't know what the people then think. I guess at this point I could say leave a comment in the section below. Yeah, how and what you feel about the police are appropriating themselves, especially in London, because this is where this is related to still. But definitely myself as a normal citizen, um, yeah, I wouldn't mind a little bit more police presence. I think it's definitely a deterrent. Well, a type of deterrent, because the way how some of these young people are moving now, boy. But that's a different story still. But yeah, man. So yeah, I just wanted to, because I did say in the first bit, how I wanted to kind of read out what uh, the statement and so forth. And yeah, I'm saying at the end of the day, it really doesn't leave me with much confidence. You know what I mean? You don't read it and be like, yeah, my girl's on job. That's definitely not how you feel when reading that article and that statement from the Cressida Dick. Yeah. So that was that. And I'm still in the Evening Standard, to be fair, people. And the next thing I want to quickly touch on, yeah, as I have come back, which I found very interesting again. And I'm to be honest, I'm sure for some, sorry to hear the rustling, it's going to be informative, because I'm sure there's many persons possibly that don't even know this information here. Yeah, and that is to do with, yeah, the what would you call it? The mayoral election that will be coming up in the next couple of years. So, for example, if I asked the family, do we know who's running for Labour, or more importantly, do we know who's running for Conservative? Yeah, would we know the answers? Yeah, anyone know who's running for Conservative? I mean, obviously, we would know who's running for Labour, because that's the one in charge now. But do we actually know who's running for Conservative? Well, for those of you that don't know, let me inform you. So, hold on a sec. Right, so let me read this again. This is from the good old standards. Yeah. Sometimes the old formats are the best still, you don't know. But there's mayoral candidate Shaun Bailey. Now, do we know who Shaun Bailey is out there? Yeah. If not, when you hear this, go and Google his name, Shaun. Yeah, Bailey, Bailey. Okay. So he is actually the mayoral candidate for the Conservative Party, which I find to be quite interesting, to be fair. And like I said, when you Google him, you'll know why. So at the moment, then it seems like we're going to certainly be having an ethnic from the Conservatives and an ethnic from the Labour Party. Now, in this instance, I'm sure people would agree, we wouldn't expect an ethnic Conservative member or male candidate. But this is certainly what we have in this gentleman called Shaun Bailey. Yeah. So yeah, in the next election, it look like we're gonna have. I mean, to be fair, it's not the first time we're probably gonna have more than one person of color running. I'm sure. No, that might be incorrect actually. Damn, accurate, but she ran for Labour. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, regardless, Shaun Bailey, yeah, certainly an African Caribbean gentleman, is going to be running for the mayoral election, and he's going to be repping the Conservative Party. Yeah, so hold on a sec, I need some sound. But until then, let me, I mean, I have to give him a clap just for even having that kind of ambition still. Yeah, regardless if he's not running for a party that I would ever vote for. Or so I say, big question mark, because this is what I'm getting to now, right? Okay. Yes, people, now I sit on my little rum. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just take this time to read out a bit from this article still, which I found, yeah, it was quite informative still if you're not someone that follows the gentleman generally. Yeah, so it goes, tall male candidate Shaun Bailey today expressed full regret, yeah, for controversial past comments about race and single mothers as he told how his tough upbringing shaped his political vision. Sorry. In an interview with the Evening Standard, he vowed to learn from the very inelegant remarks about single parent families, teenage pregnancies, and multiculturalism, but insisted he was not the racist bigot suggested by some critics on the left. Okay? So seemingly the young man, who's now the Tory male candidate, has said some things in the past, yeah, that he's now being criticised about. Yeah, and it seems like obviously now he's in this position. Yeah, they're bringing back some of his old quotes. Yeah, to discredit him. So there's a lesson in there for us all. Yeah, in this new technological age. Do you understand? Because everything you do and say can be recorded. So things have been like, yeah, if be very careful with the words in which you say. And that's something that even myself needs to remember. At certain times, I'm sure my mouth don't belong to me. Yeah, and someone could bring up, "What did you? What?" So yeah. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, so like I said, but insisted he was not the racist bigot suggested by some critics on the left. It goes, vowing to continue to speak about the real life experiences of poor Londoners, Mr. Bailey, 47, opened up about his own childhood on a North Kensington estate and his struggle to reconnect with an absent father who became a mythical figure to him as a teenager. He also set out the first political battle lines for the May 2020 race for City Hall. Yeah, so there you have it. Yeah, 2020. That seems to be where it's going to be popping off. Yeah, 2020. Hold on, I need to silence this thing, man. It's just going nuts up there. 2020. Hold on, people. I know we can be interacting now. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, people. Yeah. Um. Hold on a second. Sorry, people. Just gotta check this out, man. Right, I need to just make this thing stop. Hmm. Yes. Oops. All right. Sorry, people. Sorry about that, man. So yeah, back to the article now. We invited you to a call. Okay. So where was I now? Yeah. So sorry about that, people. But you don't know. This thing's interactive as I'm getting to understand as I'm talking right now. But hold on, people. Let me see what. Oh no, that's the same place. So yeah, boom. So the last thing I said was trying to continue to speak about the real life experience of Paul London. Mr. Bailey, 47, opened up about his own childhood on a North Kensington estate and his struggle to reconnect with an absent father who became a mystical figure to him as a teenager. Yeah, it says here. He also set out the first political battle lines for the May 2020 race for City Hall. That's where I left you, right? Attacking Mayor Sadiq Khan's efforts to tackle soaring knife crime and hinting at plans for limited tube fare rises to address London Transport's £1 billion deficit. Yeah? So what we're going to have, people, yeah, is that we're going to have the two major parties, seemingly, yeah, with with two ethnic candidates, one an Asian Muslim and one how I would call an Afro-Caribbean. I don't know. He hasn't said anything about his religion or anything like that. But more importantly, the the yeah. I mean, I still think I still think it's quite unusual in. I mean, we're in 2018. But anyway, the point being that the young man is repping conservative. You know. So this is what it is, man. Yeah, but like I said, well done to the young man in any instance. You understand, for taking himself in the direction of politics. Do you understand? And going to talk for things that he sees fit and is interested in. And for myself, I think that's half the solution. Yeah, you got to be in it to win it. You got to be in there to change stuff. So, yeah, big up yourself, Shaun Bailey. 100% coming from myself and Anifa. I'm gonna have a sip on you, mate. And I'm also gonna read on. Yeah. So, boom. Um, It says Mr. Bailey's selection as a Tory candidate in September was followed by controversy over comments he made in 2005 when he wrote that two-parent households, quote, should be the norm, unquote, to improve the life chances of children. I mean, personally, I don't necessarily see anything wrong with that. I think that's quite a factual statement. I don't see nothing wrong with that. What's the problem with that statement? Let's go on. He said multiculturalism risks creating a crime-riddled cesspool, and told the 2008 Tory conference there was a cottage industry in young women getting pregnant to obtain state support. Hmm. Let's read that again. He said multiculturalism risks creating a crime-riddled cesspool. Multiculturalism. Okay, so these were his past comments. Again, okay. And he said there was a cottage industry in young women getting pregnant to obtain state support. Okay, well, we know that he's not the first one to sort of hold such views, rightly or wrongly, factually or not. So, okay, these are the views that he's had in the past. It goes on. Today, he said he stood by his account of life growing up in North Kensington and experience as a youth worker there. But, he added, there is a part of it I could have expressed in a better way. I certainly would now. It's uncomfortable reading it. He said it was 13 years ago. At the time I was a youth worker. I wasn't trying to write slick political sounding things. It was an expression of anger, desperation and hope. When it was originally written, I was called to the House of Commons and everybody lauded what was in it. Now it's convenient for people to attack me on it. Now I think that's very, very interesting what he just said there. Yeah, because he's saying that at the time of those quotes, he was a young youth worker. Yeah, young, passionate, raw. Yeah, don't really know the game. Didn't even necessarily think he was in the game, I'm sure, as a youth worker. Yeah. However, 13 years in later, yeah, where he's now entered the quote unquote political arena, there's certain quotes, like I'm saying, that he has said 13 years ago that they're trying to use against him. Yeah. So all I'm saying with that family is that we just need to be careful in what we're saying in it. We're living in it's a whole different time, a whole different world. Yeah. Things that you could do and say or say and do in the past, yeah, and rumble through life, it's not that case anymore. Yeah. So, okay, let's go on with the article still, because like I said, hopefully, like myself, you're finding it interesting still. So, um, okay, so he said there's a part of it I could have expressed in a better way. I certainly would now. It's uncomfortable reading. It was 13 years ago. Sorry, that was the time I was a youth worker. Okay, boom. Wasn't trying to. Okay, boom. Now it's convenient for people to attack me on it. Okay. Someone asked me, he goes on to say, I own the comments. Do I? No, he said, someone asked me, do I own the comments? I do. I said them and I won't move away from them. I'm not mealy-mouthed. I might not be the slickest professional politician, but I try to be straight, he added. Look at the levels of crime we have now. Look at the levels of homelessness. Now we have a situation where I'm being portrayed as some racist bigot because the mayor wants to avoid his record. Yeah, so boom. So already Shaun Bailey's already, taking little shots at the mayor, as he should, because he's in opposition to him, taking shots at the mayor. Do you understand? And basically saying that the mayor's already employing dirty tactics. That's what I would infer from that. Yeah, man's playing dirty tactics. Yeah, but you don't know this is politics and politics, so I'm sure Mr. Bailey knows what's popping and what he needs to really do, to get it on and popping. And clearly, he has already begun that. So, all right then, boom. He goes on to say, Mr. Bailey left North Kensington 3 years ago and now lives in Romford, a different poor area, he says. His mother, aunt, and best man still live in North Kensington. For me, it's still my stomping ground, he said. I go there regularly to see family members and just to hang out. He told how he sofa surfed for 3 years after university. His father was absent for much of his childhood, and he was brought up by his mother, aunts, and two dominant uncles. He struggled to find words to explain his relationship with his father. He said it was quite emotional and complicated and strange to get to know my dad. In a way, I haven't entirely reconciled what that has meant for me, he said. Yeah. Which I find to be quite an interesting quote. He goes on to say, Mr. Bailey said he wants to be pro-poor, quote unquote, and will campaign on helping poor black boys, quote unquote, to realize the city of London is a place where they can prosper. Yeah. He says, if you are poor, he says, if you are a poor black boy from London, you have no idea you can work in the city unless somebody tells you the city exists, he said. Yeah. Referring to his experience as a youth worker, he said crime was worse now than when he was a teenager. I would say to the people who are attacking me, have you seen somebody being stabbed? I have. He says, have you ever had a child run into your office and say people are trying to stab him? I have. Have you had people come to you and say, my alcoholic mum has passed out? Can you help me drag her in the house? He says, I had all these experiences. Yeah, I'm talking about experiences that were repeated over a 15-year period. Yeah, he says, I speak to young people now. The violence is definitely worse. The amount of young people being stabbed is incredible. The fear on the street between young people is incredible. We have had the worst knife report ever, and the mayor is in Brussels. Yeah? He goes on to quote, for me, the mayor should be concentrating on the things he's in charge of and not be pursuing the big job. Yeah? We all know he wants to be PM. Fine. I don't fault his ambition. But do this job first. We are actually, yeah? Everything he has done about crime, he has had to be dragged to the table. If you speak to the young people, they are scared. Yeah, he goes on to say he believes comments he made more than a decade ago have been deliberately resurrected by Mr. Khan's supporters to harm his mayoral bid. Is he expecting a dirty campaign? Well, that is up to Sadiq. I'm sure they don't want to weaponize race, but let's see. That would be silly. Horrible. That would be a silly, horrible thing to do. Mr. Bailey said the state of TFL's finances was unforgivable. Sorry. He said he would not continue Mr. Khan's fares freeze as it was inhibiting TFL's ability to invest in new infrastructure and enable homes to be built in the suburbs. He says you have to be realistic about the fares, he said. I will always be straight. At some point, fares are going to tick upwards. What you want to do is make sure you always press down on them. You wouldn't want to go beyond inflation. A London Labour Party spokesman said, if Shaun Bailey wants to blame anyone for his misogynistic and racially divisive views, he should look in the mirror because he himself wrote or said every last word. Yeah? So people, 2 years to go, and we can already kind of see potentially what fight or what type of fight it's going to be. Yeah? But away from the last couple of paragraphs, I thought, and I will read it again still because I thought what he said was very, very interesting. And to be fair, I'm sure for many of you listening, that'll probably be the first time that you've heard a mayoral candidate express such views and opinions, yeah, or bring his life story to the table. Do you understand? Because if you think the first candidate, who was the first mayor? Livingston. Yeah, although it was alright, but obviously he won't come with that kind of talk. And who else have we had? We had Boris. Again, come on, you don't know. Boris ain't coming with that kind of talk. And we've obviously got Khan. If I've lifted anyone out, then you get me, fill it in. But I'm going to quote again what the young man said, because, yeah, as a mayoral candidate, you're not going to hear that often still. So let me have a little sip. Hold on. So, yeah, I'm just going to read this out because as gang, yeah, especially, and just for anyone that's even interested in, you understand, the welfare and the future of the young people. And although many may not be interested in politics, as I'm sure is the case, still, it's got to be worth having a, like I said, having a listen to what this guy's policies are. Yeah, he's a young, like I said, Afro-Caribbean, 47-year-old, grew up in Kensington. Yeah, so you can't get no more ends than that. And again, this might be, you know what I mean? Maybe Conservative have pulled something out of the hat here. I don't know. Can this guy get some of our young people to vote? Can this new guy get some of our young people to exercise their right to, to franchise? Can they see enough in this guy to go to the polling booth and, mark their X? Will they take the time out? Now, obviously, we know there's many arguments for and against voting and all this, that, and the other, but regardless, I would still encourage any young person to vote at least once, and at least once exercise your right to franchise, because there have been many a fight and much bloodshed, to be fair, to come to this day where we've all got the right to vote still. So, regardless of, the politics around voting, of which we know there is, everyone should at least vote once. That's what I would say. Even if after that you're like, nah, but at least you could say you've exercised it once. All right. So, like I said, people, I'm gonna put it again still because I do think it's quite a poignant little statement that the young man said. Still, so I'm gonna go from he saying, referring to his experience as a youth worker. He said crime was worse now than when he was a teenager. Yeah, bearing in mind he's 47. Yeah, so I know them age that he's 47. All right. He said, I would say to people who are attacking me, have you seen somebody being stabbed? I have. Have you ever had a child run into your office and say people are trying to stab him? I have. Have you have you had people come to you and say, my alcoholic mom has passed out, can you help me drag her in the house? I had all these experiences. I'm talking about experiences that were repeated over a 15-year period. I speak to young people now. The violence is definitely worse. The amount of young people being stabbed at is incredible. The fear on the street between young people is incredible. We have had the worst knife report ever. And the mayor, now this is what I'm saying. This is for me. The mayor is in Brussels, people. That's where the mayor is, family. Yeah? You them are deadpan wood. Yeah? And the man that's supposed to officiate and regulate our town is in Brussels. What's he doing in Brussels? Are we leaving them people there? So what are you doing there? Seriously. When I think about it. Yeah? Over here there's big battles because we're leaving it. But the mayor of London is in Brussels. Yeah? I'm telling you. So boom. For me, the mayor should be concentrating on the things he's in charge of and not be pursuing the big job. We all know he wants to be PM. Pipe. Well, did we know that, people? I mean, I knew Boris wanted a shot, but now what? Sadiq wants to be Prime Minister. He wants to break the real boundaries. Can we see Sadiq Khan being Prime Minister? Can we see Prime Minister to get promoted to such a job? Sadiq Khan? Please leave your comments below. No, but big and serious people, because this is our politics, man. Yeah, let me know, innit? Can you see Sadiq Khan being the Prime Minister? Has he got the qualities? All right. So, boom, 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 boom. I don't fault his ambition, but do this job first. I mean, I agree. If you want to be PM first, I mean, fair enough. But like my man saying, innit, sort out your local job, innit? Deal with your local duties. Yeah? Like we say, yeah, dance a yard before you dance abroad. You know? Deal with your in-house thing before you look outhouse. And that can go to many different areas in life. Yeah? Okay. We are actually dying now. This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying this man might need to be looked at, because he's actually made the quote in it. He said, we are actually dying. Yeah, that's what Shaun Bailey is professing. Yeah, you hear that, people? Man said we are actually dying. This is the Conservative mayoral candidate for 2020, Shaun Bailey, 47-year-old Afro-Caribbean guy, growing up on the North Kensington estate. Yeah, we are actually dying. Everything he has done about crime, he's gone back. He's talking about Sadiq Khan. He has had to be dragged to the table. Yeah, you hear that, people? He's saying everything that's had to be done about crime, that Sadiq Khan had to be dragged to the table. You know what that means? Like, he's not really bothered. Do you understand? He's not really bothered. That's what I get from that. Yeah. Now, as the public, now, what do we see? Yeah. For real, what do we see? Yeah. He says, if you speak to young people, they are scared. He believes comments he made more than a decade ago have been deliberately resurrected by Khan's support to harm his mayoral bid. Yeah. And like I said, it goes on a bit more, but yeah, he's saying, well, from that, like, Sadiq ain't really on it. He's not on the hunt. How many deaths that there's been in London? He's not on it. He's in Brussels. What? Yo, Sadiq, what are you in Brussels doing, Bridget? Yeah, are the London streets beneath you? Yeah. Although you must forget what streets got you into where you are now. But no, seriously, Sadiq, you're in Brussels. Yeah. All right then, people. Well, you see, you heard it from, I don't want to say the horse's mouth, but the mayor's in London. What's the youth them at Pound Road? What have you been voted for? I mean, boom. So, but more importantly, still, no, I shouldn't say more importantly. As importantly, that's Shaun Bailey, yeah, Conservative candidate. Do you understand? But them are the type of things he's putting out there. Them are the quotes he's putting out there. Yeah, I have to repeat it again. He says, "We are in." Yeah, this is a Conservative mayoral candidate quoting "we," and he's definitely talking about black people are actually dying. So the question I'm asking now is, could such a candidate, yeah, because we know that traditionally black people, rightly or wrongly, are generally Labour voters for those that vote, and generally they followed their parents. That's certainly myself. Yeah, don't feel no way about saying that. Never voted Conservative in my life. And I'm saying, as I'm standing here now, I'm saying never would. However, yeah, looking at this guy Shaun Bailey now, yeah, could this be? And this is really what I'm putting out there, or the question I'm asking: could this guy make you vote Conservative, or is this? Because I know some people are like, nah, fam, it's just another. You get me? Coconut, this and this, and all the rest of it, and all the rest of it, and all the rest of it. You understand? For which I can appreciate some of the comments, but more importantly, what I'm saying is you got to be in it to win it. You understand? These are facts. You can't be on the outside and win nothing. It's not going to happen. Yeah. If you can even win at all on the inside. Yeah. But at least, yeah, what I can safely say is that this is the first guy that I've heard saying things that I'm sure will resonate with enough of the people that are listening to this still. Never heard Sadiq Khan talk like that. Not even Diane Abbott. She can't talk like that because that's not been her experience. Yeah, so this guy's supposed to resonate with enough people. Yeah. So all I'm saying is, could this guy get people to exercise their right to franchise, which is basically, could he get people to vote? You know. But yeah, I think he's a very interesting character. I'm gonna maybe do a little bit more research on him. Rightly or wrongly, I don't know much about him to be fair, but just from that little extract that I read, he's certainly someone that I'm going to look into. And what I'm saying is definitely, regardless, yeah, he's supposed to resonate with enough people out there still. Yeah, enough people out there. Okay, so all right then. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so. Hmm. Yeah. See, the internet's deadly. My shot, you catch me in my dressing gown. But yeah, people. So yeah, man. Like I said, that was Shaun Bailey, man, and yeah, definitely worth a check out. Still, Shaun Bailey. So yeah, maybe candidate for the Conservatives. So yeah. Anyway, once again, I'm not gonna tell you. Like I said, I know the last show, whatever you call it, ended a bit abruptly. Yeah. So I've come back, gave you a couple more bits of information, which I think are really important still, man, especially the mayoral candidate. Yeah. So I'm sure there's many of you out there that didn't even know this guy existed. Seriously. Conservative, you know, mayoral candidate coming from Kensington. Yeah, so even if there's youths listening to this, that's to make you know that, well, look, as much as there are certain obstacles that are placed in your way, yeah, there's still a path that can be made. Yeah, that's definitely what I want to even reiterate. Yeah, we know that the situation is not perfect, far from perfect, in fact. Yeah, however, with a bit of determination and enthusiasm and all them different adjectives, it's not impossible to make your way in this world, man. Or you understand? So, like I always say, let us try and change the narrative. Yeah, let us try and encourage positivity amongst our youth. You understand? Because in order to, you don't know, for a plant to grow or vegetation or whatever you want, you understand? It has to have good fertile soil. Yeah, and each one of us can add certain nutrients to the soil to allow them to grow. Okay, and that might be just from the way in which we act. Not even might be. This is a fact. Yeah, because some of us as big people, we definitely need to profile better and act better. There's no two ways about it. Yeah, some big men and some big women just need to leave them days behind, innit? Yeah, we just acknowledge that it's just not that person no more. Yeah, give it to the youth, them, innit? Yeah, let them have their time. Yeah, too much people out there fucking competing with the youth, them big blood cleat people, and they'll compete with the youth, them big man. You get me? Belly and all kind of shit, and you're still trying to compete with the young youth, them. Allow it, man. Let the youth them have their time. Yeah, you're a dad, you're a granddad. You get me? Just chill out, man. I'm not saying become a fucking pipe and slippers, man. You understand? But certain times, too much big man, like for one, like some of my young boys still, this ain't no Peter Pan, man. Let that go. Especially if you're a parent or a grandparent. You get me? Listen, I'm not saying that we must be old and fogey, yeah, because that's definitely not myself. Don't get it twisted. However, you know what I'm saying, people, man. Sometimes it's just not necessary, yeah. And you know what? I've got this opportunity. Yo, some of the man them stop wearing these tight pants, man. Seriously, it's getting me on a joke now. Even the white boys doing it. Because when I was coming home from work, there's this white boy walking in front of me. I don't want to say white to be, it's just more of an adjective, but his pants were tight, man. Yeah, they were real fucking tight. And he had them, and it just didn't look right. His pants are tighter than the girls. Like, how have we got to such a point where man them pants is tighter than the girl pants? Yeah. And for me, that brings all type of connotations and problems. Yeah. But with tight pants comes the effeminization of man them. Yeah. With the effeminization with man them comes many other issues. But today's not even the day for that. But now, seriously, man, come on, man. Some of you, the pants are too tight, man. I know style quiet, but come on. Your pants can't be tighter than mine, man. And ladies, come on, man. You get me? Come on, man. Because I know that some of you are buying them, you know. Or just fuck it, giving them your own pants. Try that on, babe. Yeah, buddy. 3-1 tomorrow, though, people. Yeah. 3-1 Liverpool. Remember I told you. Big game, 5:30 tomorrow. Alright. So I'm gonna allow this monologue thing now. Yeah. Although seemingly I could do it, man. Yeah. Talk to myself. Standard. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, man, like I said, one without the rants. One on a bit of pants. Oh yeah, that's it. There was one more thing I wanted to do before I went still, and that is that the time? Oh my god! All right, hold on a second, people. Right now, it was actually for yesterday, but I'm still gonna see. I should have done this response. What's to do for my came back in still. But you know how it goes. All right then. So regardless, we're still gonna do it, man. Now, I'm just thinking some people might. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Ah, almost. People. Oh dear. Hold on a second. So you know what it is, people. I wanted to give you. Uh, it's moved, and I don't know how to get it for the next day. I wanted to give you a. Alright then. Hold on. Cha. Nah, I can't even do it, man. That's what happens when you go live, man. But yesterday was the second of November. It was a special day for. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to talk it and not get it right, man. But for those that know, yeah, you know, yesterday, I being the 2nd of November, it was an important day for Imperial Health Selassie. I don't want to say anything else without the thing. Yeah, so alright, you know what? Let me not even go there. But yeah, big up for the 2nd of November still. Imperial Selassie, it's a big day. That's not good. But alright, people, I'm gonna sign off still now, and that's kind of upset me. No, do you know what it is? I need to find it. Hold on a second, people. Just bear with me, man. This is how it goes live, isn't it? Oh, it's getting hot under the collar, but I just gotta work with it. So let me just work with it. 1 second. Okay. Alright, people, I'm still here, man. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. Alright, people, sorry about that, but I just wanted to make sure I had the exact information because you know this is very, very political stuff. But yeah, so basically related still, but upon the death of Ethiopian Empress Zalditu, Haile Selassie was crowned Emperor of Emperor of Ethiopia on November the 2nd, 1930. Yeah. So basically, yesterday being November the 2nd in 1930, yeah, Haile Selassie was crowned the Emperor of Ethiopia. Yeah, so you done no big up to Selassie, yeah, and all those that follow him. You understand? Big up and respect you, because as many people know, for many people in certain communities, Haile Selassie is a very, 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 very important figure. Yeah. And again, in the future, we can talk about things like that as well. 100%. Because he played a very, very significant part in many, many person's lives up until this day, up until this very, very day. Yeah, never defeated and all that good stuff. Yeah, supposedly coming from the line of Solomon, if I remember correctly. If I'm incorrect, please tell me. But yeah, but I'm not going to talk too much on that still because that is not my subject area. But big up, so that's it. Still, yeah, 1930. Yeah, 1930. 1930, the people. I would have 2018. Yeah, time's just moving. Yeah, moving. I personally can remember when he was writing 1980s and 1990s, and the thought of writing the year 2000s in your thing was just like, that's it's a long thing. Yeah, then the 2000 come and all that madness. Yeah, many illusions came for that year. Oh my gosh. Do people remember when they said, oh, there's going to be um an IT crash, and when all the digits go 999, it's gonna, oh mate, so much. And here we are. And here we are today still, man. But yeah, I digress, as I like to do, or as I do. But yeah, who can actually remember the year 2000? Yeah, what did people do in on the 31st of December 1999? For those of you that were old enough to remember, what did you do? Do you remember it? I mean, was it a standard thing, or did you have, you know what I mean, that kind of excitement or anticipation and stuff like that that many persons have? Personally, we the whole of my family actually in England, we all went to America and celebrated in yeah, in America, to be fair, and it was wonderful. Can't lie, but yeah, just in case the world was gonna end, we was all gonna be together, like that. Or those of us that could have all made it at least. But yeah, 2000 came and went, and here we are, man. But although the kind of catastrophes that were kind of predicted to happen didn't happen, there's no doubt that after 2000 there was a big change in certain vibrations still. There's no doubt about that. Well, in my opinion, anyway. Yeah, in my opinion, a lot of things changed. Yeah, the whole vibration on the earth changed, man. Shit just changed. And here we are now, 2018. Yeah, where the naughtiest children are grown. Them ones born in 2000 are grown now and off to uni or whatever, whatever. Well, at least in the case of my goddaughter, yeah, big up yourself, Kaya. Yeah, 18 years ago, innit? So, yeah, man, they're the ones that are up to stuff now. So, that's going to be interesting. But, yeah, man, 2018, 2019 is just around the corner. Are we looking forward to it, people? Have we had a good 2018? Is it all we wanted more? It doesn't really matter, really, car. 2019 is on its way, start. For real, for real. But yeah. Again, I digress. But people, I'm gonna end it there still. Like I said, I could chat, trust me. But yeah. More importantly, I just wanted to clean up from the abrupt ending of last time. But listen, as ever, blessed evening to you all, or blessed morning now. It's way into the morning. Yeah, way into the morning. But yes, people, 9 for here. And yeah, thanks for your company, man. Whenever you hear this, And yeah, I'm sure you're gonna hear from me again, man. Nine and out. If you know, get to know, man. Blessed love, man. 100%. Yeah. And be safe and be healthy. Yeah. And don't forget to show love, innit? Show love whilst it's free. In fact, I know there's some people out there charging for love, man. 100%. But again, that's a different time, different story, different day. One love, people. Bless out.